breaking news with details of the flight that they will be brought back on. This is exclusively on India Today that we are bringing to you this very information. Luthras are being dragged to Delhi on 10:50 a.m. flight. Luthras are to land in Delhi at 1:45 p.m. That is, these are the flight details that we have in fact attained at this given point of the flight that they are being brought back in. It's an IndiGo flight, the IndiGo flight that they had in fact escaped in. Again, an IndiGo flight that only decides their fate clearly at this given point, as we see wherein they are being brought back to the country. A big message, like my colleague Arvind was also mentioning, for all criminals out there who may be of the thought process that yes, we can commit a crime in India and then just flee the country. This message, or this is a big win that we are constantly flagging here for both the investigative agencies and the legal system of our country, that if you have committed a crime, you may be in any corner of the world, but the investigative agency shall follow you up there and bring you back. This is the message, the lesson in fact, for that matter, that comes out from this very incident. It's Luthras to face the Indian laws in just 4 hours and 30 minutes. That is the time frame. Just 4 more hours, roughly 5 hours if we are to take the entire process into account. 10:50 is when the flight takes off from Bangkok. At this point is what we are learning. Big details that's coming in to the forefront at this point. Arvind continues to stay with us. Arvind, ये जो flight details अभी सामने आ रही है, 10:50 को इनका flight वहाँ से depart करेगी और यहाँ पे करीबन 1:45 लैंड करेगी. इसका ही डिटेल्स हमें अभी मिल रहा है. एक सवाल आपसे यहाँ इस चीज़ के बारे में पूछना चाहूँगी कि दिल्ली में अगर अभी हम देखें तो थोड़ा डिस्ट्रप्शंस चल रहा है एविएशन सेक्टर के अंदर विथ रिगार्ड्स टू फ्लाइट लैंडिंग, क्योंकि स्मॉग का कंडीशन जो है, भले ही स्मॉग की कंडीशन आज काफ़ी बेहतर है, फ्लाइट ऑन टाइम है. इसके बारे में कोई डिटेल आ रहा है आपके पास?
बिल्कुल, फ्लाइट ऑन टाइम है और 10:50 सुबह के वक्त जो लूथरा ब्रदर है उनकी फ्लाइट है और 1:45 पर दोनों लैंड करेंगे दिल्ली. और आपको बताऊं, ये इंडिया टुडे ने कल ही एजेंसी के सोर्सेज के हवाले से ये जानकारी अपने व्यूअर्स को दी थी कि लूथरा ब्रदर्स को लाया जाएगा और दोपहर के वक्त लाया जाएगा, 1:45 पर लाया जाएगा. अब हमारे पास एग्जैक्ट फ्लाइट डिटेल्स है जिसके मुताबिक 10:50 पर जो फ्लाइट है वो वहां से रवाना होगी और उसके बाद बैंकॉक से रवाना होगी. और उसके बाद 1:45 पर वो दिल्ली एयरपोर्ट पर लैंड करेगी, जहां पहले से गोवा पुलिस के ऑफिसर, जिनमें आईपीएस ऑफिसर भी शामिल हैं, वो वहां मौजूद होंगे और जो लूथरा ब्रदर्स को कस्टडी में लेंगे. तो ये पूरा प्रोसेस है जिस पर एजेंसी की निगाहें लगातार बनी हुई है, इंडिया टुडे की लगातार निगाहें बनी हुई है. और जैसा हमने और आपने कहा कि ये जो विजुअल है ये काफी मैसेज देने वाला है कि अगर कोई इंडिया में क्राइम करके सोचता है कि वो फॉरेन कंट्री में जाकर शेल्टर लेगा, तो अब ऐसा होने वाला नहीं है. उसे ड्रैग करके भारत लाया जाएगा और कोर्ट के सामने उसे सामना करना पड़ेगा.
जी बिल्कुल, ये बहुत बड़ी लेसन है, एक मैसेज है हमारे इन्वेस्टिगेटिव एजेंसीज और लीगल सिस्टम की तरफ से, जो आप भी कह रहे हैं कि अगर कोई अपराध करता है तो वो यहाँ से बचकर नहीं जा पाएगा. और अरविंद, आपसे ये भी पूछना चाहूँगी, आज के बारे में जो आइटिनरी हमें मिली है कि पहले ये दिल्ली आएंगे, फिर उनको कोर्ट में लेके जाया जाएगा इनका ट्रांजिट रिमांड के लिए, ताकि गोवा पुलिस इनको दिल्ली से गोवा लेकर जा सके. आज के लिए और कोई इंटेरोगेशन शेड्यूल किया गया है इनको, जो गोवा में शायद हो सकता हो या फिर दिल्ली में ही होएगा ये आपके गोवा पुलिस के द्वारा? We'll get back that connection with Arvind. But yes, viewers, these are the details that we are bringing to you at this given point. So, and this is the exact ticket that we are also showing you on our screens, along with this very powerful visual of the Luthra brothers, Saurabh and Gaurav Luthra, who had fled the country probably with the mindset that yes, we've committed a crime, we've escaped law for years with regards to violations. It will be easy once we flee the country and in fact go to Phuket and maybe lie low for some time and then maybe we come back to the country later on, or maybe not. But this very visual on your screens, viewers, at the Bangkok airport is a message to every criminal out there who is of a similar mindset that they will be followed. They will be followed to any corner of the world that they may flee to, and they will be brought back. But yes, the process, definitely one has to say, that has been expedited in terms of the time frame within which they're being brought back. The passport, the blue corner notice that was initially issued, followed by the passports that were revoked, then an entire notice that was again issued to bring them back despite their passports having been revoked from Bangkok. Again, the CBI is also investigating this entire matter right now, which is why there are authorities from the CBI who are at Bangkok, who are bringing them back along with other authority officers who are also accompanying them, as both Munish and Arvind were bringing us details of. But yes, right now, viewers, this is a tragedy that had taken place on December 6th, an inferno that had completely brought down a prominent club, Birch by Romeo Lane in Goa, crumbling down while there was a performance underway, visuals of which we are bringing to you on our screens. And post that, just within hours, just to escape the law, it was the Luthra brothers that fled to Delhi first and then the country. The third accomplice, or rather the third owner of this very joint, Ajay Gupta, was also in fact on the run, and right now he has also been arrested. We have former DGP joining us on the broadcast, Vikram Singh from Uttar Pradesh at this point. Mr. Singh, thank you for speaking to us on India Today. My first question to you would be the fact that, and as we have been pointing out to our viewers, that this comes in as a very big success for the investigative agencies, the criminals being brought back to the country in such a short span of time.
Very much. I would compliment the investigating agencies and the diplomatic channels for getting what appeared to be impossible when the incident had happened. But the real task of investigation has just begun. The moment they land, they'll be escorted to the Patiala House Court by the Goa Police and the Delhi Police Special Branch, and then a transit remand will be requested, and then they will be transported to Goa. In Goa, the investigation, the first thing would be individual interrogation and then custodial interrogation. You very rightly mentioned, not only just the Luthra brothers and Ajay Gupta, but all those government employees, officials and departments, especially the fire service and the magistracy, accessories to this unseemly tragedy and the untimely death of 25. Well, there should be consequences for them, and to that, a foundation of has to be laid and see why the mandatory requirements were not carried out and implemented. That, of course, requires a very detailed investigation, the financial trails, and not only just the owners and the promoters of the nightclub, but also their employees who ran the extra mile to facilitate and indulge in profiteering.
Very true, Mr. Singh. And, you know, there is another very big question that also at this given point comes to the light, which is, yes, the promoters, the owners of the club, but also the people who aided the Luthra brothers, right from continuing an operation of an illegal club to fleeing the country once such a tragedy came about and they knew that they would be coming under the lens of the investigating officers. Who were the ones those who were aiding the two brothers and the other owners as well? That comes in as a very important question as well.
Very much, because they are also a part of the larger conspiracy, and the earlier IPC, which used to 120B of the criminal conspiracy, all would carry the same punishment as the Luthra brothers and Ajay Gupta. Therefore, to just focus on these three alone would not be appropriate and would not be in the interest of justice. All those who aided and abetted this horrific crime need to answer them. It is not just culpable homicide not amounting to murder. I dare say it is culpable homicide amounting to murder. Therefore, the harshest penalty should be given to the Luthra brothers, Ajay Gupta, and all those who are co-conspirators.
Mr. Singh, in your eyes, what more charges should be added to the culpable homicide at this given point? What would you say? What other charges from the current the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita should be added at this given point against the very Luthra brothers to bring them to justice?
A very good question, and I would say that the defense that they would likely to take, or they are bound to take, would be culpable homicide not amounting to murder. Whereas the charges that should go should be culpable homicide amounting to murder. So there is a world of a difference, causing death by negligence and causing death not only just by negligence, but also that their actions would lead to wanton deaths, and therefore there should be consequences for all those. I would say that yes, 304A, 304 of the old IPC and 1061 and 1062 they need to be incorporated of the Bharati Nyaya Sanhita so that they don't get off rather cheaply, and the fullest possible punishment needs to be given to them so that there is an exemplary punishment.
And at this point, Mr. Singh, would you say this particular incident, or rather this particular visual that we are bringing to our viewers from the Bangkok airport, the investigative agencies and how they have followed up this case and been right at the heels of these criminals, it sets a precedent for the country, for all the criminals out there, that no matter where you are, Indian investigative agencies will follow you to the end of the world if need be to bring you back and make sure that you are brought to justice.
Very much. This should be a test case and indeed an indication for everyone that all escape routes could be plugged and all escape routes will be decimated in no time, as in the case of the well-appointed and also people who have arrived like the Luthra brothers and Jay Gupta. There were no escape routes for them. They probably thought they'll get away, but they could not, and they will not get away.
Right. Right. Mr. Vikram Singh, thank you so much for joining us. That was the former DGP from Uttar Pradesh speaking to us on India Today, throwing light on, yes, how this should be a precedent for the upcoming times in terms of how our legal system and our investigative agencies work, but also how this comes in as a very important arrest that throws light on a wider network that was enabling this operation to run for so long in Goa.